Julie Combs, everybody.
Bobby Joe Valentine, everybody. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. I really appreciated that you started with a song about commitment, because one of the things similar to a wedding that is going on here is recognition of Jay's commitment to our community and what a great job he has done being an active member, an active committed member in our community. So that's one of the things that really attracted me to Jay. I can't do it that way. There, that's better for me.
All right,
yeah, better. Yeah.
No worries.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, so my name is Julie Combs, and I'm a Santa Rosa City Council member. And in, what, 2011 or so, Jay became very actively involved in my council campaign. As a volunteer, he helped in his neighborhood, and very shortly thereafter, we had, and I was of course successful, and he was very helpful in the campaign. But shortly thereafter, we had the unhappy experience of having a 13-year-old shot in our community. And as a new council member, I was reeling with how to do right by our whole community and to recognize the differences in the quality of our law enforcement officers. And Jay very gently assisted me. He guided me. He was a person that I could turn to understand some of the aspects of law enforcement that I needed to understand, while at the same time, he recognized the needs of our diverse community. And one of the things that I really appreciate about Jay is that the passion he has for public safety and the passion he has for the public in public safety. He's remarkable in that way. Jay has respect for immigrants. Jay respects immigrants and recognizes that law enforcement has to work together with immigrants to build that well of community trust, so that immigrants who are having problems know they are safe and can call law enforcement, so that women, immigrants who are having domestic violence issues, don't think they'll get sent home if they report it. Jay has strong stance in supporting our immigrant community. Jay understands the de-escalation. The de-escalation, he assisted me, and I knew he had a depth of understanding in how we can do better at training law enforcement for de-escalation instead of jumping out immediately guns ablazing. This is an amazing characteristic in law enforcement, to recognize the time to pause, to recognize the time to let the other person have a second to calm down, to help them de-escalate. I have really appreciated that in Jay, and he's helping me understand that. Jay works well with our vulnerable communities. Jay works well with the homeless community. Jay has his own background that I'm sure he will share with you, but Jay understands our foster system and the flaws in our foster system, and how to help homeless youth, foster, LBGT, all of our homeless folks find their way back, and understands that law enforcement has a role in helping folks stay in our communities, recognizing they're members of our communities, staying involved. Jay has a commitment to diversity in hiring. We don't have enough women. We don't have enough minorities. We don't have enough LGBTQ law enforcement officers in the county. And I feel Jay's commitment to that, especially as the only woman on the city council. We need more diversity. And Jay understands how to modernize our jail system. We have a system now where people where a jail law enforcement officer at the jail can pull a person out against their will. And that just leads to more violence. Violence for the individual, violence for the officer. And Jay has really clearly explained to me policies that we could implement so that we have so much less violence in our jail and so much more effective, quality law enforcement processes that could go on there. And Jay's been doing this for like 22 years. After he was discriminated against in the local sheriff's department, he found work in San Francisco. But he was born here, bred here, raised here. Jay is our homebody. He's our person. He's a Sonoma County longtime resident. His family is here, Brian and his kids, and he's made a home and a life here in Sonoma County and works in law enforcement in San Francisco. So Jay is running in a hot race. He's got 6, I think it is it 6 now? 6 people are running in this race. 6. So for the June primary, we're going to really need to have people out supporting Jay. And that's where you come in. Whatever you donated, you need to think about whether or not you would run for this office. Would you do what Jay is doing? Jay's doing that for you. So please help pitch in and make sure that you're backing Jay, that you're helping Jay in any way you can, because he's got a really tough race coming up. Over the next 9 months, voters will choose one person to be our sheriff. And I'm really hoping that you will help us, help Jay, become the one sheriff. So Jay, I am proud to stand with you. Get up here. We need a progressive sheriff like you. And I really appreciate your stepping up for the service that you're about to, you have committed to.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot. I know they don't.
Yeah.